there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
Hey, this is Dixie for Dead Sexy Radio. Got a chance this weekend to see the new Mad Max movie, Mad Max Fury Road. Been eagerly looking forward to this for the last couple of months. Also, you know, as always with a movie hyped that much, you're kind of leery that you might be disappointed. Mad Max was a very important film series for me as a younger man, a teenager. I first started seeing the trailers, clips of it when I was in junior high school back in 1979. I wasn't able to see the movie. We didn't have a good local theater. Just wasn't able to see it until after I got out of high school and the VHS came out, and I watched it and really loved it. The trailers were very exploitive, very filled with violence, highlighted the chases, explosions, crashes. They were really somewhat misleading. The film itself was not that much of a chase and action film till maybe the last 30 minutes of it. But there were some throughout. But just when the last 30 minutes is when it just really got ramped up to a full-on adventure chase movie with lots of violence. The Road Warrior, the sequel, which came out, I believe, was 1984, without checking IMDb real quick, was more of a full-on action chase film. It's considered the best film of the franchise by most people. Really loved it. Full-on action from beginning to end. Then the third installment, Beyond Thunderdome. Really looked forward to it. Tina Turner was cast as the main villain of the piece, so that really was enticing. Tina was really at the top of her game at that point in time. Very popular. I think most people were disappointed by the final film. I was myself. I liked it. I watched it, but it just did not have the effect on me that The Road Warrior or Mad Max did. I was really disappointed to a large extent to it. So going into Fury Road, I had a lot of those same feelings. I was excited for it, but I was also almost so excited that I was expecting to be let down. I was not expecting to fulfill its promises. With the new movie, it's not a direct sequel. It is set in the world, in the universe of Mad Max. It's not a direct sequel to any of the films. It bears some resemblance to The Road Warrior. A lot of people have been saying it's a remake of The Road Warrior. It's not. I guess realistically it would have to be set slightly before The Road Warrior, but it was definitely set after the first film. It does allude to the first film quite a bit, and it doesn't really allude to the second film at all that I noticed. But they didn't cast Mel because they did want to go back and show Max at a younger part of his life, not as the old veteran road warrior that they would have had to have done if they'd used Mel Gibson, who founded the role. He was the originator of the role of Mad Max. So they cast Tom Hardy, who most nerds at least would know him from playing Bane in Batman The Dark Knight Rises. Also cast Charlize Theron as Imperator Furiosa, and George Miller, the original director, creator of the Mad Max series, directed the film, and he went back to the original Mad Max from 1979, I believe, and cast the original Toecutter himself, Hugh Keays-Byrne. I hope I got his name right. Once again, I'm not checking IMDb. I just got off the road from a 4.5 hour drive, and someone had to say, hey, you said you were going to do a review of this. So just popping right in and doing my review. Pardon me for rambling. Anyway, it was great having Hughes back, having the Toecutter back on the movie. Even though he's not playing the Toecutter, he is playing Immortan Joe. Keep wanting to get his name wrong. This movie is straight up balls to the wall action film. That's all you can say. And you know, you can take all those old cliches, balls to the wall, nitro injected, uh, any cliche you can think of for a action film. Fury Road takes them, it makes them real, pours gasoline on them, sets them on fire, and drives over its flaming corpse laughing. It's 2 hour movie, maybe 90 minutes of it is just straight up pure action. Has some of the best stunts I've ever seen. Mostly practical effects from what I understand. Not a whole lot of CGI. Although they had to use some CGI, I think, for the large effects. But most of the stunts and everything were actual stunts. A lot of the effects used models and everything. Filmed in the Namibian desert. Very, very beautiful to look at. Gorgeous. It's one of those movies, and a lot of times I'll watch a film, and I do love all kinds of movies. I mostly love horror movies, some science fiction movies, and you watch a lot of movies, and you have to sit down, you have to pay close attention to them, or else you're going to miss a plot thread. You're going to lose out on the storyline of the movie. You really don't have to worry about missing out on the storyline. The storyline is fairly basic. But if you look away from this movie for a minute, you're going to miss a stunt, and you're going to regret it. You know, you're going to see something fucking amazing every 5 minutes. And there are times when I looked away, blinked, and then it's like, wow, what happened? You know, there's a car flipping in the fucking air. That's the way this movie is. Some great, just unbelievable action scenes. Toward the end of the movie, they bring out what they call the pole cats. And basically these guys on these huge, long, balancing poles and using them to attack the heroes. And it's just amazing. I don't know, really, I don't want to give away any spoilers if I can help it. I know there's been a lot of controversy on this film. Very little of it was warranted. There have been some people, really use that term loosely, the MRA, the men's rights advocates or whatever, who are saying they're mad because this isn't a Mad Max film, because Charlize Theron had such a large role in the movie. Charlize Theron is freaking awesome. And I've always loved Charlize. Imperator Furiosa is Max's equal in the film, and some people have problems with that. I don't. You know, this did not take away from Max. Max was still an awesome force in this movie. Him and Charlize were kind of equals. They fought a couple of times in the movie. Could have went either way, either time. I would say she is definitely Max's equal in the film. If you have a problem with that, then you're not going to like it. But if you have a problem with that, you know, you're really fucking weak. You're not a real movie fan. You're not a real guy if you have a problem with a strong female in a role. I've had some people complain about it being a remake. It's not a remake. It does bear a lot of similarities to Road Warrior. Really, the main similarity it bears with Road Warrior is that there's a chase and there's a tanker. Other than that, different characters, different situation, different story. So there's really nothing to that. I've even heard supposedly people were complaining that the film wasn't ableist because most of the bad guys in the film were disabled. But hey, here's a big clue for you. Max is disabled. Max is wearing a brace on his knee. He doesn't limp as much as he did in the Road Warrior, but he's still wearing the brace. Charlize Theron is Imperator Furiosa is missing an arm at the elbow. So everyone in this world is damaged. It's post-apocalyptic. Society has fallen down. There's no fucking ERs. There's radiation. People are born mutated, which is kind of one of the plot points of this film. Which I don't want to give a whole lot about. So I don't think it's fair saying that this encourages violence or makes disabled people look bad in any way. It's just another stupid fucking way to build controversy where there is none. People, you know, they write these stupid articles and they want you to click on them, so they make some shit up. As I had a friend say, if you're looking for an agenda in a movie, you'll find it if you look for it, whatever that agenda is. If you look hard enough, you're going to find it. It's a great movie. Just a little bit on the plot. Max is trying to escape from Immortan Joe across the desert. He runs into Charlize Theron, who is also trying to escape, trying to take a very precious cargo that Joe considers very sacred to him, which are his wives. and Max and Furiosa, after kind of going back and forth, fighting a little bit, finally decided, hey, we need to team up together and try to reach our goal. And that's what this film is really about. Coming together, working together. Neither of them alone stood a chance, which say several times. So it is kind of an equal partnership. If you have a problem with that, don't go see the movie. But I do encourage everyone who enjoyed the original Mad Max movies, give it a chance. And I understand there will be some people who love the original movies and they're not going to want to see a different take on it. A lot of people are just fans of Mel Gibson as Max. They're not going to watch the movie with someone else in the role. I understand that feeling. I've had that similar feeling myself, but believe me, it's worth going seeing. You're doing yourself a disservice, and you're doing the film a disservice if you don't go watch it. A lot of people missed out on Dread for a lot of the same reasons. You had fans of the original movie with Sylvester Stallone who didn't want to see a remake, and then you had people who saw the original with Sylvester Stallone. They thought it sucked, so they didn't want to give another movie a chance. Then you had the fans of the original comic book who just didn't think they were going to do a chance. And Dread turned out to be a freaking awesome movie. Luckily, I did get to see it in the theater. I got to see Max in the theater. I'm going back to see Fury Road tomorrow unless something really just prevents me from doing it. And I urge everyone out there, if you like action-adventure movies, if you like post-apocalyptic movies, if you're a Tom Hardy fan, if you're a Charlize Theron fan, go watch this movie. You know, if you're worried about a feminist agenda, don't. Grow the fuck up and go see this movie. If you can afford to see this movie, go see it. If you're going to see any movie until between now and when Star Wars comes out, go see this movie. I will stake claim right now. I think it is the best post-apocalyptic movie since the original Planet of the Apes with Charlton Heston. I think this movie is better than The Road Warrior. It's better than the original Mad Max. It is the creme de la creme of post-apocalyptic movies, and is also one of the best damn action movies that I've seen in a long time, if ever. I really loved Avengers Age of Ultron, and I still love it. It's a good movie. Fond of the Avengers. I was a big Avengers fan as a kid, but this movie is a better action film than Avengers Age of Ultron, and you really need to see it. You need to see it twice. You need to see it 3 or 4 times, and then buy it when it's on DVD. That's all I got to say about it. You know, if it's not your cup of tea, that's fine. But if you love action adventure and you love post-apocalyptic films, you're going to do yourself a disservice if you don't see it. Okay. If you enjoyed this, and I don't know why in the hell you would have, please click the subscribe button because we can definitely use more subscribers. Our channel is still relatively new. I'm trying to do some videos, trying to encourage some other people to do some videos with and for us. If you give us subscribes and likes, then we're going to be more eager to do videos, even though I really suck at doing this. That's all I got to say today. Check us out at deadsexyradio.com. We're trying to get better. We're trying to find a personality. I've been looking on eBay. So far, I haven't found one yet. Hopefully, we're going to run across a personality for myself. Eliza Jane's got personality, but I think I'm just sucking all of hers out. But give us a shot. Tune in on deadsexyradio.com. Click on the website, just because website hits help us too, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll try to get you something more interesting than just me. Bye now.